Hi, everybody, and welcome to the July edition of Inspired Messages. And it's Sue here, and I hope you've had a great June. Obviously, we had the summer solstice, which was the longest day with the most amount of light, which is fantastic. A great month. Obviously, I'm sure everybody's enjoying the light nights and the summer and the flowers and the birds and everything, and being able to get out and about, which always makes us feel a lot better. But as usual, there's been lots going on in the heavens. But before I start, I just want to say that I've got a lot going on at the moment, so I'm not going to be doing the newsletter. Whether I'll come back to it, I don't know, but I will still be doing the video. But it takes me such a long time to do it all. And I'm very busy. So if you're interested in still seeing the videos, and you get the video usually from my newsletter, and you don't know where to go to get it, if you go to my website, which is www.astrologysue.com, on every page, at the top of the page on the right, there is a link to my YouTube channel. So if you click on that, it will take you to the YouTube channel, and then the second tab along will say videos. So if you click on the videos, then you will see my monthly YouTube videos for the astrology forecast. So that's how you can access it. This month, I'm going to be putting a lot of information that I think is useful information for everybody, as I normally do. Anyway, I just really wanted to mention that. And if you've got a problem, just get to me. Just get in touch with me. I'll help you out. I'll even send it to you. But it's really easy to access it, really, if you just go to my website. As my newsletter is taking a step back, I want this last newsletter to have lots of information that you may not know about. So I know some of you know what's going on behind the scenes, others not so much. So I will be adding links about lots of different things. So the first thing I'm going to be adding under the life purpose heading on my newsletter, if you take it, is a link and the information about the new film, which is to be released in the US on the 4th of July, which is The Sound of Silence. So this stars Jim Caviezel, and it is a true story about a guy who goes and saves children. So I'm going to be careful with my words, and some of you might have heard about this film, but it's some people have already seen it, and it has an amazingly strong message. And in the US, they are putting it out in the cinema, and they're also clubbing together to get cinemas to show it. At this point in time, I don't know how we will see it over here, or indeed around the rest of the world, but I'm sure it will become available. But I just want to say, over 2 million children go missing every year. So if you see this film, and I'm going to put a link to the guy who is playing it, Jim Caviezel, but also the guy who is the guy that's the hero that's actually gone and saved the children, and Jim Caviezel is obviously playing him in the film. So it's a true story. And if you get to see the film, please watch it and share it. I think that's what they want. They want as many people to share this information, because it's really, really important that people know what's happening, really. So Mel Gibson is also trying to get this message out on this topic. So I've included a video with about him as well. And I really think this is linked to the Pluto in Capricorn and more dark revelations that need to be revealed. So Pluto's gone back from Aquarius into Capricorn to finish unfinished business, which actually that's what this is. So another thing, and I am trying to be careful with my words about how I'm saying what I'm saying. So I hope you can read between the lines. So they were trying to impeach the last ex-president, President 45 of the USA, DT, for withholding documents which he left the White House with, which apparently is perfectly legal. And when he was taken to court, nothing happened because there was no case to answer. But it made a big news story all around the world. And when this happens, it diverts people's attention from what's really going on. And incidentally, all the other past presidents took more than their fair share of tapes and documents, but they were never arrested, or impeached. So anyway, after all that and the hoo-ha and the money that's been spent on it all, it's actually made him DT a more popular candidate for the 2024 presidential election. And as I said, it's all very confusing. So the current president and his son, that's the Bidens, have done so many corrupt things, and the powers that be are trying to get them to answer for past, for their past crimes. And so I have included a link on them. Again, more dark Plutonian revelations yet to be revealed about that family. But as Pluto has moved, as I say, back into Capricorn for a while, I think we will see more of this appearing over the next few months, maybe, over a year. So over here in Europe, at the EU, I've actually, the EU and some of the MEPs have been standing up about the health intervention that has damaged and killed lots of people. And so I've got a clip with Dr. David Martin talking at a summit, an EU summit, about what really has been happening, which connects to us all and how we have been deceived about the health emergency we've, all just lived through. So I'd like you to take a look at that. It's not very long, but it's really insightful and I think really worth watching. And back home, and just this week, we've had Nigel Farage talking about his UK bank accounts being closed and how also some of his family members have also been affected. And as he said, is this legal? I mean, it seems like, banks are a law unto themselves. And I think, he's saying if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. So these are all questions we need to ask. So I've included a short link of him talking about that. So on to a more spiritual and more information about us moving on. And why we're going through this. And you've heard me talk over the months and last 3 years about Pluto breaking everything down, and that we're moving into the age of Aquarius, and that everything, as we know, is going to go, is being broken down, and that's what's happening. But it's a slow demolition, and it's quite scary for all of us. And so I found this great 2-hour seminar. I think some of you may have heard me talk about Richard Rudd and the gene keys. So I got introduced to his work over 10 years ago. And then I was lucky enough to meet him in person in Budapest in, I think it was 2018, 19 maybe, 2019, I think it was. And I went with my daughter and a friend from Budapest who lives here, but she's from there. She's Hungarian, and yeah, it was just an amazing experience. And so this video I've actually going to share. He's talking about the gene keys, but this is also uh, a seminar that's done with other people. And so this is really on the changes in humanity and the Great Awakening. And it's a seminar from the Deja Blue, that's DEJABLU YouTube channel. And if you follow the link, you'll see, you know, the other interviews that are done on that channel, and all very interesting. So this one includes Deborah Silverman, who I really love. She's an astrologer, and Zach Bush, who's quite well known, and also Richard as well, and somebody else. So under the video, it's time stamped for each part of it, so you can watch all of it, all the bits that you know that are of interest to you. But Richard does talk about the gene keys a little bit, and gene key 55 and what that means, and also about 2027 as a pivotal year when we're going to have big changes in the history of the earth. So I think you'll find that really, really interesting. It's fascinating stuff, and you don't have to watch it all at once either, do you? You can keep going back to it. And finally, I'm going to be sharing information and a video on the EE healing system, which is scalar technology, and it actually works on harmonizing our cells, so we can actually heal ourselves. So um, when we're born, we're kind of perfect, if you know, and then as the years go on, you know, we're kind of fighting toxins like bad water, bad air, you know, bad food, eating the wrong things, drinking, you name it. And so this eventually causes inflammation and then causes disease. So basically our bodies want to heal, but because of it's fighting a lot, the body is fighting a lot, it's difficult. So this technology was developed back in the late 90s by a doctor. I don't think she's a medical doctor, I think she's another kind of doctor, but anyway, she developed it. Her name is Dr. Sandra Rose Michael. And I heard about this technology over a year ago, you know, and I was really interested because I was following Jason Shirker, who's got a channel called Unified, well, a website and a channel called Unified, and Unified spelled UNIFYED, and but because it was in the US, I put it to the back of my mind. And then now it's here in Europe and the UK and other parts of the world. So this healing system is now becoming available to all of us. And so what I'm doing is I'm sharing a video, a very short video on how it works, and then an interview with Jason Shirker interviewing Dr. Sandra Rose Michael. But if you go to their website, Unified Healing, you'll see there's lots of videos to watch, but I've just picked the first one. And if it, you know, if you're interested, you want to know more, maybe you can get in touch with me, because I know where these units are going to be in the country, and it's going to give us all the opportunity to heal ourselves, which is you know, going to be great. And I think this is the way of, you know, the way things are going, the way of the world. And there are lots of technologies that have been hidden from us. Apparently there's 65 patents or something that have been hidden from us. So I think the technology is out there, And I think it's just about it being, again, it's going to be revealed so that we can actually take part in it. And actually, there's a couple of videos if you can find them. There's one with Pam Gregory, Astrology Pam Gregory, interviewing Jason Shirker about it. And the other one is, I think it's Dan Austin Gregory interviewing him, interviewing Jason Shirker. But I'm going to be putting the one with Jason Shirker and Dr. Rose Michael. So have a look at that. Lots to look at. And, I think, well, if you are interested in, the new technologies that are coming, it's about actually sharing that information as well. Okay, so at last to the astrology forecast. So the second, because the first, you won't see this till the second, which is Sunday, Venus is going to square Uranus. So, a square is always a challenge. So you need to look out for unexpected issues to do with relationships. But Venus also rules money. So endurance is unpredictable, so anything is possible. And you may not like to look out for this on the world stage and in the media. Is there anything about money suddenly, or I don't know. Let's see. And then on the 3rd, we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn. And again, Pluto's gone back into Capricorn. So, having a full moon in Capricorn, it connects to power and control issues. And this may shine a light, because it's a full moon, on hidden or top-down structures, governments and these big corporations, these big conglomerates who seem to be in control. There could be political, environmental, health, education, or spiritual. They could be connected to anything of those, like any of those topics. If you do your own research, like I do, there is much that's already coming to light. Now, the Cancer part of this full moon is about the home, the family, and where we come from, and is also connected to security and feeling safe. So this full moon connects to Mercury, which is the planet of communication, and also Saturn. So this suggests that there's an ability to plan things that you want to do, plan your goals, because Saturn's rules Capricorn, and it's to do with the earth energies. I think it suggests that well thought out goals on a practical level that can succeed. At any rate, you need to follow your intuition, and as usual, it's time to do a full moon ritual. Write down what you don't want, sit in the moonlight, meditate, have your list there, set the stage, have some very calming music, light a candle or some incense, and make it known to the universe that you don't want certain things in your life anymore. So, jumping to the 6th of July, Mercury is going to be squaring Chiron. So, Chiron, as you know, is the planet of healing. This is a square. Mercury is to do with communication, so it may bring crosswords or an argument, and so watch out for that, and don't get drawn in. And Mars makes a difficult aspect to Neptune as well, so that can take your power away, and you can feel helpless. So remember, it will pass. So if you're feeling a bit out of sorts on the 6th, kind of just lay low, take it easy, and don't get drawn in. So on the 7th, which is Friday, Mercury is sextile Uranus. So that's an easy, a nice aspect. So you may have the right answers at the right time. You might have an aha moment. You might be given a message. And you know, it's a time for being funny, you know, witty, original, inventive, and you might other people might you know, be witty and original back to you. But there is a need for independent thoughts and ideas when Mercury is sextile to Uranus. So thinking out of the box, really. And Mars is making a tricky aspect to Pluto, so watch out for power, manipulation, and control, because they're the hallmarks of that aspect. And look out for this on the world stage. So be careful. And then the 10th, which is Monday, Mars moves into Virgo, and that will be there until the 5th of August. So this is great if you need to reach a goal, you know, because Mars is your energy and a Virgo is very methodical, and so you can get it done. So methodical, critical, and precise actions are there, the ability for you to get the job done. On the 11th, Mercury moves into Leo and will be there till the 29th of July. So planning on a grand scale is likely because Leo is massive. So this is a strongly expressive time when you know, you can be convincing, you know, with what you want to say, and also very optimistic. So too much talking and I suddenly throat goes. So on the 17th, we have the new moon in Cancer. And this is a good time to concentrate on new ways to enhance family life and domestic affairs and security. And the new moon is trine Neptune, which is great for visualizing the future, especially after you've made your goals clear to you and the universe. And you can do a new moon ritual at this time. But the tricky aspect is the moon is opposite Pluto, which can make you fearful or paranoid. So watch out for that. And you may come across others who try to stop you from moving forward, but feel the fear and do it anyway. You know, this is a new moon. So Mercury is making a square to Jupiter in this new moon chart, which also increases your enthusiasm for making plans for the future. And then on the 20th, the Sun is trining Neptune. So that's great if you know, if you feel like doing nothing, and or you know, you want to contemplate or meditate. Your intuition should be good, and so try and pick up on that calm energy. As also on the 20th, Saturn is opposite Mars, which is an irritating energy where you feel you're not getting anywhere, and wonder what it's all about. So I think on that day, it's probably best to just take it easy if you can, and you know, just yeah, put on some nice music, watch a film, and just contemplate, or meditate. Um, and so yeah, take it easy on the 20th. On the 22nd, the Sun is going to oppose Pluto. So people who feel like they have been unfairly treated actually may just rise up to defend themselves, and others against those that have oppressed them. So again, I think on the 22nd, we might see this again on the world stage. We're having a lot of riots at the moment in Paris, and you know, and also around the world. But obviously, it's not, you know, not always televised. So I think that energy it seems to be around us constantly. The Sun moves into Leo on the 23rd. Leo is a fixed sign and it's very loyal to those that they love, and they expect the same back in return. They love to be centre stage and they want lots of love and attention. They are creative and they love bright, glittery, showy objects. It's a fixed sign, so they can dig their heels in and are difficult to move once they've made their minds up because it's a stubborn sign. So this year, Leo, change in career is likely, and so ask yourself, are you in the right place and are you heading in the right direction? But anyway, happy birthday to all Leos out there. Have a great birthday. And then on the 24th, Monday, Mercury squares Uranus. But this is, again, great for thinking in an inventive way or thinking outside of the box. But you may have problems where you find it difficult to have control over events. You can't control things, and you may feel that things are going too fast for you to keep up with. And you may feel that you're on a roller coaster ride. So again, if this is happening, take it easy, don't get drawn in. Realize that it's, Mercury moves very fast. So on the Thursday, Mercury is going to conjunct Venus, and so you may be thinking about relationships, if they're right for you. And as I've said previously, Venus rules money, so money could be involved with what you're thinking and deciding and talking about. That's on the 27th. And then on the 28th, Mercury is making a tricky aspect to Pluto, which can bring obsessive conversations and persuading others in a dogmatic way. And there can also be a misuse of power. So again, look out for this on the world stage. And the Sun is making on the Saturday, the 29th, a tricky aspect to Saturn. So there could be conflicts with authority. On the other hand, you can feel not good enough and undervalue yourself. And again, you can look out for this on the world stage. And then on the 30th, Venus is making another tricky aspect to Neptune. So relationships can be unclear, there can be confusion as to where you stand in a relationship. Don't be deceived and don't put someone on a pedestal. So the cards this month I thought were quite interesting. In the Soul position was the Empress. And she is creative, she speaks a lot. So I think it's about us all sharing ideas. She is the great Earth Mother, and she represents nourishment, fertility, and abundance. And I think it's about harmonizing the thought, the word, and the action. Ideas need to be shared, expressed, and then actioned. So I think this is all about sharing information, especially as we have the 21, which is the world card, in the center of the reading and also in the healing position. So I think this is quite interesting because the 21, when you add it up, it comes to the 3 again, comes to the Empress. We've got feminine energy here as well, because we've got, this is about birth. And this is about creativity. So when you give birth, it's being creative. So I think this is interesting. And then so there's the 21. And then we have, making up the 21, we've got the High Priestess, which is the 2. Put those down a minute. And the Magician. So God, here we go again, too much talking. So the 21, as I say, adds up to this 3 and is made up of the 2 of the High Priestess, who represents anything hidden. She represents occult knowledge, mother, birthing, and opens the way to the unrevealed. And she has a book on her lap. Where are you? Which I think you can see there, which is supposed to have hidden information. in it. Okay. And the Magician is the number 1 and is about new beginnings and has the ability to master new situations. And actually, the Magician tells you there's a way you can master the forces of nature to achieve your goals. The 21 is about birth, and we know the world's in the process of birthing itself, as we move into the age of Aquarius. And the World card is about evolution and relates to physical, emotional, and physical. And it's a card of communication, which is the same as the Empress, and it connects everything. So everything on this earth is alive. So the plants, the animals, the trees, plants, the crystals, everything is alive on this planet. And so it's kind of, it kind of really is important, I think. And then we have the Justice card as well, and that's in the gift position. This is depicted by another woman. She has a clear vision for the future, and she will restore balance and harmony and a just outcome. Okay, so that's the Justice card. And then the outcome of the spread was the Moon, and she wants to reveal secrets too. And she's linked to the divine feminine because the Moon rules women and new birth and things like that. We have a new moon, don't we? We have the beginning and we have an end. And with the Moon having links to the Empress and the world in the spread, it looks like the divine feminine will actually play a role in the rebalancing and birthing of the new earth. I thought that was really quite an interesting lot of cards because they were all connected to women and birthing. Anyway, if you've got any comments on that, please put it in the comments, because I think it's I did think, oh wow, this is kind of giving us all a message. So the affirmation for this month is I'm living my best life, and I am on the right path, living a life of joy, love, and happiness. So I am living my best life, and I'm on the right path, living a life of joy, love, and happiness. So if you've previously taken my newsletter and didn't get time to watch the video links, then you could go back and take a look at them if you've still got those newsletters, because I did put some really good links in there, and we don't always get a chance to go and look at them. So I will be back with the video for August, but not the newsletter. So have a great month. And if you want a reading, get in touch via my website on the contact page, astrologysue.com. Look at my posts on Facebook. That's Astrology Sue Fletcher, where you can see what I've just talked about. And if you take the newsletter, look at the links, look at the video links, and any questions, please get in touch with me. In the meantime, have a great July, and I will see you again in August. So I'm going to say bye for now. Bye bye.